Hey guys, Jeff here, and I just wanted to do a quick video on my current gaming surfaces. So this came up, I commented on one of Brett Simpson's videos about his sort of 2 foot by 2 foot board, and just mentioned I have a similar size, well, I have the same size board, 2 foot by 2 foot. And then we sort of talked about that a bit, and he asked if I had a video on the board specifically, which I didn't. So I told him a couple of videos that was in, and then you'll probably recognize it from a couple of my battle reports, but I thought that I'd just do a quick video on the board itself and my other gaming surface. So this was originally it was originally painted up and flocked and everything just for a photo board for my miniatures. I wanted something big enough that I could do multiple miniatures on, put a bit of terrain around if I wanted to create like a little bit of a backdrop or something. But yeah, I could do anything from 1 to sort of half a dozen, 2 dozen figures, and like little photo shoots for my showcases. Since then, it sort of evolved into being a small playing surface. So I use it mostly for 6mm, but I've also used it for some larger scales, like my Lord of the Rings stuff for certain scenarios. And it's just a good size to get out and set up really quickly and have a small game on. It's really easy to make. It's just a piece of plywood, and then what I did is I went in with some PVA glue in areas, like these areas here, and I just put it down and I put just some sand on it, just some Games Workshop sand. Then I went in, once that dried, and I just bought a cheap can of brown spray paint and just sprayed the whole board. Then just went in and dry brushed, I think it's 3 different browns and a grey, and a sort of a beigey grey, sort of grey brown mix. So it was flat brown by Vallejo, beige brown by Vallejo, I used Ash and Grey, which is Games Workshop, Rackar Flesh, which is Games Workshop, and I think I used like an ochre paint, which was just a cheaper paint that I had laying around for in these sort of more yellow areas. But yeah, I just went in a bit sparingly with some things, a bit more heavy-handed with others. Then once that was all dry, I came in with PVA again, and I didn't do the whole board, I just did sort of sections like up here and sort of certain areas and I went in with army painted green flock, grass green flock, and just flocked little areas. And then after that I had 2 bags of static grass. One's like an autumn green and one is a spring green, and I think the autumn green's a bit too dark, so I sort of did a 75% to 25% mix of autumn green and spring green, and I sort of shook that around, and then I did the bulk of the board with that just to add a bit more lightness to it. And then I went in some areas like around this top section here with just pure spring green, just to create some variation in the color for the board. And my other gaming surface at the moment is this big piece of green felt. So it's I think it's 3 foot wide and it's 4 foot long, and I just got that from the Spotlight, which is like a fabric shop here in Australia. They sell fabric and craft supplies and sort of homewares and stuff like that. But yeah, it was pretty cheap. I think it was less than $10 for this length of it, and it's just good because I throw that out over my dining table and I get a good sized playing surface for larger 6mm games and for when I get out my larger scales, like for Age of Sigmar and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my 2 gaming boards at the moment. But yeah, that's it for this one. And as always, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye for now.